And good afternoon and good evening, everybody. Hope you're having a great August 29th of 2023. I am Nick Lilia, bringing you guys a look at the forecast as we head through the next few days. By the way, you can download the app if you want. It's a great app. I'm biased. I've got it. I also made it. But it should give you the best forecast you can find, as well as it'll ping you when lightning's nearby. It'll ping you when there's a storm approaching, too. So even if you can't hear the thunder and lightning isn't within 15 miles yet, it'll let you know. Say, hey, storm's coming. It'll also alert you when the National Weather Service issues watches, warnings, etc. The big picture over the next couple of days, Hurricane Idalia is the big one. Then we have a dry couple of days headed our direction, and truly kind of a dry maybe week or two headed our direction again. With some hit and miss showers kind of here and there. First things first, I want to talk about Idalia here, which is going to make landfall in the Big Bend region, probably somewhere near Fish Creek, Florida. This is anticipated to be a Category 3 hurricane as it does so. Wind at 125 miles an hour is the latest forecast for landfall, as well as 10 to 15 feet of surge and inland flooding from some rain. It is going to be a catastrophic storm, probably their Katrina. Honestly, you know, if I'm talking to the population, you know, that I've grown to love, it's probably going to be their Katrina. So probably not as bad as Katrina. You know, as a Category 3, that's what Katrina came ashore as. Of course, it was a full 5 out in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico, but this is going to be their version of it. It's been a long time since they've had to deal with something like this, and I really do feel for the folks out there. And I would highly recommend, if you're watching this and you're in the Big Bend region of Florida and you're near the coast, if someone has told you in the government to evacuate, please do it. And my guess would be anybody watching this that has lived through a major hurricane would tell you the same thing. You know, most of the people that I've ever talked to that stayed during a major hurricane said, I would never do that again. And this is anticipated to be a major hurricane. In fact, the ship's data from the National Hurricane Center showing a 5 to 10 times more likely than normal chance that this goes through rapid intensification as we head through the next 24 hours and comes out the other side as a major hurricane. So again, if you're in the path of this, please get out of the path of this. Back here locally, we're going to have a dry couple of days. We're on the west side of this thing, and we're on the way west side of this, so we actually get the subsidence off the backside of Idalia, and we'll be drier than normal. Drier than normal, not drier than the last, 3 to 4 weeks. So we'll still have a chance for maybe a tenth or a quarter of an inch of rain with a couple of thunderstorms over the next few days. And in fact, I think as we head through this weekend, the holiday weekend, we'll also have a chance for maybe a 20 to 30% chance for, no good chance for rain, but maybe a couple of afternoon thunderstorms associated with the sea breeze as it pushes ashore. But there's no real good chance for rain headed this direction. In fact, the pattern is going to get set back up in a way that leaves us in kind of the same predicament we were in a couple weeks ago, which is ridging to our north. We get into a semi-northwest flow that's a dry flow for us. It's a warm setup for us. We're talking about afternoon highs perhaps around the upper 90s again, maybe even pushing 100 degrees as we get into the first probably week of September. That ridging, though, is going to be a little different in that it's going to leave the Gulf of Mexico and the open Atlantic open for business in terms of the tropics. There's not going to be anything in the Gulf that says, no, you can't come in here. So that's another thing to watch, I think, is in particular as we head through probably after the 10th of September. I think things get a little more interesting in the middle of the month, toward the end of the month of September in terms of the tropics for us. And that's when we really need to keep tabs on things, not only because it's just past the peak of hurricane season, but because I think the things in the tropics will start to pick back up again at that point. Not that we really want that. But that's a look at your forecast for August 29th of 2023. I am Nick Lilia. Hopefully you found this useful. If you do have any questions, feel free to leave them. I'll do my best to answer them.